Thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Swanson. For building owners and operators across America, the COVID-19 pandemic has raised many questions. What role do indoor environments play? What, if anything, needs to be done? And how do we go about doing it? To find answers, we're speaking today with Michael St. John of Erdman Anthony, a firm that provides engineering services to clients throughout the eastern United States. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you for having me, Anna.
So tell us, how has the virus changed your understanding of the issues I just mentioned?
I think people's awareness has been heightened about their indoor environment. What type of building am I walking into? Is the air clean? Are the surfaces clean? Is it safe to be in there? Things that I think people took for granted for a long time, now they're questioning. So we have to respond to that as professionals.
You know, I read an amazing fact that Americans spend 90% of their time indoors.
90% of your life is spent indoors, whether it's learning or working or playing. So all the more reason to focus on people's health and well-being when they're in a facility.
Right. And what kind of returns could owners and operators expect by investing in healthier indoor facilities?
That's a great question, one we're often asked. We use the 3-30-300 rule. For every square foot, you pay $3 in utilities, $30 in rent, and $300 for employee salaries. So by making small investments in the facility end of things, the lower cost item, you can reap large benefits in the employee satisfaction, health and well-being, and ultimately retention of employees.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's say I'm an owner and operator. How would I know what needs to be done? Where would we get started?
Well, you'd start with a building walkthrough. Get to know your building. What's there? How are the systems operating? What's broken? What's working well? What is my building shell doing? Do I have leaks in windows or leaks through a wall or a roof? Just a general assessment of your building as it sits today.
And are there certain best practices that guide you through this process?
Absolutely. The Well Building Standard was established a few years back as a way to guide building owners towards achieving a well building certification. It gives them tools to measure their progress on their journey and ways to verify that their building continues to be well into the future.
Does Erdman Anthony have well building specialists on staff?
We do. We have well building accredited professionals.
So these techniques to making a healthy building, are they new techniques?
By and large, no. They're existing technologies and approaches that we've employed for years as building professionals. The technology has evolved, gotten better, maybe more available or affordable. And maybe our thinking on how to combine those with other features of a building, that's changed a little bit, but by and large, it's same sound principles we've used for years.
And how long has Erdman Anthony been working on things like this?
We've been designing and commissioning high-performance healthy buildings for a long, long time.
So you guys really know what you're doing.
Yes.
That's good. So what are some of the issues that owners and operators need to think about?
The first thing that we talk to our owners about is indoor air quality, specifically ventilation air. How much outdoor air are you bringing into a building? The reason you bring outdoor air in is for air exchange and maybe displacing carbon dioxide or odors or chemicals emitted from materials to make it safe to breathe and live indoors.
And what role does filtration play?
A huge role. How you treat that air is critical. Filtration will obviously remove pathogens, dust, pollen, and things of that nature. But you have to balance the filter performance with your system's capabilities and overall system performance. Going too far one way or the other, and filtration or system performance will pay a penalty.
With so many factors that need to be considered, how does one go about making sure that everything's done correctly?
Owners should look to a professional, an engineer who has building performance experience, not just on the systems, but on the envelope itself, and also working with an architect. Being able to have a team of professionals work with you to diagnose and evaluate your building and come up with a holistic approach to making your building healthy and well.
So that collaboration is really key.
That's critical.
Okay, so we actually spoke with a special guest, Krista Aiton-Shell, who is a healthcare architect with Holt Architects. And they are a leading company in the pursuit of well building certification and well health safety ratings. Let's take a look at what she had to say. It's so great to meet you, Krista.
Thank you, Anna. It's nice to meet you too.
So tell us, what kind of thinking do architects bring to healthy buildings?
Well, an architect's role is really about bringing inspiration and care for the well-being of the occupants of a building. Simple design principles such as light and air and water and making sure that everything's high quality for the experience that people have is key to great design. At Holt Architects, we've actually committed to the WELL Building Standard, and we use the principles on all of our projects, whether or not the owners want to do certification or not.
And you guys just completed a very big project in Ithaca, New York, right?
That's correct. We just completed the design for a 65,000 square foot medical office building, and it's going to be one of a kind, both in the area and in New York State. It's going to be pursuing WELL Platinum certification once construction is complete, and the owner's very excited about that.
It does sound exciting. So can you tell us about some of the architectural features that make that building so healthy?
Absolutely. The first thing is that it's full of light, and that was a really key design decision. We have a 5-story wellness stair that we're encouraging people to use for fitness. On the second floor, we created a walking track actually so that patients can have an active waiting experience rather than, a sedentary sitting waiting experience. We also wanted to care for the staff just as much as the patients. And so we have dedicated staff respite areas, lactation rooms for mothers. We also have a nice open, airy staff communal break area.
So much thought has obviously gone into that building. So how can other owners and operators ensure that this level of thinking goes into their buildings?
Well, really, it's a team effort, and so you want to make sure that you have a great architect and a great engineer that both believe in the passion and the purpose of human wellness. Add to that, you want to have a contractor or a construction manager who also believes in that, and it's a team effort.
Well, this was really great insight. Thanks so much for your time, Krista.
Thank you.
That was a lot of great information she gave us about how you guys work together to address your clients' needs. And so what about those facilities that have a need for the highest levels of air quality, like say a hospital, for instance?
In schools.
And schools.
Yeah, so there are high-performing filtration technologies available. It's about knowing the environment that you're trying to treat the air for and matching the appropriate technology and systems with it. You can go beyond filtration to ultraviolet light to sanitize the air or possibly sanitize surfaces in a space.
And any of these things can be put to use in really any facility, right?
Absolutely. They're all commercially available. They are evolving, becoming better, more affordable, easier to retrofit into an existing building. It's all very, very available.
Can I put it in my home?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That would be a good relief. All right, well, as we wrap up here, do you have any concluding advice for the viewers out there as an engineer?
I think awareness has never been higher about the indoor environment that we all live and work in. And I think building owners would be well advised to engage professionals, to work with them to improve what they have or to remediate issues that are found. I think now is the time.
Well, it does sound like it would be a sound investment for an organization's employees and function.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your time, Mike.
Thank you, Anna.
For more information on how to get started, you can contact Michael St. John at Erdman Anthony. Thanks for watching, and be well.